Welcome back to Shop Don't Stop. Today this is part 2 of my E36 M3 rear suspension overhaul. In our first video that we'll link up here, Shrikar and I addressed the rear shocks as well as the rear shock mounts, but that leaves a lot left to do. The big things today are the lower and upper control arm outer bushings, and that's going to really tighten this car up. When I drive it, it's clunk, 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 clunk. I can really hear it in the back end. I still have to do the actual subframe bushings, and that's going to be another story for another day. Before moving it and getting it jacked up and really diving into this, I wanted to note that I will be putting in the description below a full procedure list of how to do this, the sizes, torque specs. There will be there, and you could print that out, you could laminate it, you could do whatever you want with it, have it on your phone, and compare this video and use this video and that cheat sheet, that procedure list to do this yourself. This has been a combination of Bentley manual, the forums for decades of information that I'm including here. So go check it out. Let's jump into these bushings in this rear end. I've been driving it a lot and look forward to ripping it and not hearing as much clunk and really tightening that rear end up. Let's get to it. This is definitely a two-man if you can get the help. Let's head over together to the driver's side and I'll actually walk you through each step and how to do it properly. And let me walk you through all the parts we need and kind of how I've laid them out for this side to make it as smooth and easy as possible. General tools go, we obviously have it jacked up, wheel removed, 17mm wheel studs. This job, you can use a creeper, but honestly a foam pad to put your knees on is much better because a lot of it we're working like this, not necessarily underneath the car. Especially one man, you're gonna need a shop jack. The upper and lower control arm bolts and nuts are 18mm. The R-tab console, if we need to get it out, is 18 bolts as well. The caliper mounting brackets is 15mm bolt on the backside. This is a 6mm hex, I believe. And then we will also have to take off two 10mm bolts to kind of separate the brake line off of the rear control arm here, just so we can get that caliper up and out of the way. And then the rear shock lower bolt, also 18mm. BMW has made it very, very easy for us. As far as tools, we do need 18mm socket to capture the other side of the upper and lower control arms. We've got 3/8 and 1/2 inch ratchets there, got some power tools. You need maybe a smaller hammer, and then a BFG, a pry bar just to kind of position the suspension, and then here's my 1/2 inch breaker bar. When the time comes, when we're actually using the bushing tool, you want to oil the threads, that way you don't cut the threads and ruin the bolt or the nut and washer system that helps it. Obviously some penetrant oil like WD-40 brake cleaner, and then here is some anti-seize. I am using Scotch-Brite just to clean up the inside of the barrels before we pull in the new bushings. All right, let's actually get to work now. Now that this caliper is off, we are going to attempt to get this 18mm bolt going through this upper control arm bushing off, so that'll be 18 socket with an 18 wrench on the end of it. I am going to slide the shop jack underneath the lower control arm bushing bracket just to keep kind of constant pressure here so we can take some pressure off of this joint and hopefully get that bolt out. If we need to, we will disconnect that shock lower mounting bolt. Got the nut off, you can see the bolt right there. Now we need to kind of adjust pressure on it and figure out kind of how to offload the joint and get the bolt all the way out. There we go. Got that out. Perfect. What I had to do was take off this rear shock lower mounting bolt. Then I had to jack up the lower control arm bushing mounting point on this rear trailing arm just to find the sweet spot of kind of where I could feel the pressure coming off this bushing to top hat connection, and then was able to just kind of pop it out like that. I'm going to undo the little 10 mils that hold this brake line so I can get this farther up out of the way because right now it's in the way big time. I swung the caliper up and underneath this rear shock and switch to just a bit of baling wire just to keep it up a little bit better, because this is toast. If you want to gift the channel some of those hooks for calipers, or if you're sponsored or a company, give us a shout and let's collab. The goal is just to separate these two like so, and this will give us enough room to actually work that bushing out. We could put a little chunk of 2x in between the CV axle and the top hat, just to give us a little bit more room. Alright, here's the Bav Auto kit. Here's our outer cup. So this is larger than the OD on the bushing. So this will actually sit against our carrier housing. This one, as you can see, is a perfect OD fit to the actual bushing, and of course slides right through there. It's pretty cool because it even has a cutout for this bolt. So that just sits right there, and you snug it up against your bushing and pull it through. On the back end of this, to make this really smooth, it even has like a little O-ring, because you can cinch it onto different attachments and it kind of sticks together. So it'll be this for our outer puller for demonstration purposes, our old one, and then when time comes, it'll be, trying to simulate this for you guys, it'll be like this, where we're cinching down a carrier bearing nut on this side, and it'll pull it right out of that housing, and then we'll pretty much replicate it on the way back in. And I will note, guys, that don't feel like you're obligated to go out and buy a $200 set. The only reason why I did this and didn't try more homegrown methods like some threaded rod from the hardware store is because we have E36, E46 between Shrikar and I, and I've seen people around the country over the years on the forums kind of rent these tools out to people. Obviously, I'm not going to charge much, but if people in the area in southeast Wisconsin want to borrow this to do jobs like this on E36, E46, and there's some other late 90s, early 2000s models that kind of have this same bushing sizing, they can borrow it from me for little to no cost. Check out Quinn Clark, check out, I think his name is Paymo. I'll link some of their videos down below in the description for you guys to consider some more homegrown methods. We'll try and pull it out towards you guys, towards the rear end of the car. So what that'll look like, it's like this. And I do recommend, I'll actually do this one more time before going at it with the puller. Again, don't be afraid. Use a little WD. And then also lube up your threads and your nut. Always lube the nut. That just helps reduce the friction and helps make sure that this happens as smooth as possible. At this point, I'm about halfway through the outer barrel. You could probably switch to an impact and just zip the rest off, but since we're not having any real resistance against the washer right now, it's pulling through very nicely. And there we go. All right, let's see. Much worse for wear than the other side. Here it is. Yeah, this one, kind of hard to appreciate on camera, but pretty wobbly, more wobbly and clunky than we'd like. So now we're gonna take some brake cleaner and some Scotch-Brite, clean up the inside of that barrel and the edges, and then I'm gonna go grab out of the freezer the replacement, and we'll go pull it in. Getting high on my own supply with that brake cleaner. Everybody loves the smell of brake cleaner, even if you don't admit to it. Now that we have the actual barrel of this mounting hole cleaned out, we're going to kind of consider how we're going to pull this in through the spot. This is a new piece, so This is another piece from the Bav Auto bushing kit for the E36, E46, and you can see that there's some cutout areas. So obviously still has a spot to seat the actual bolt, but this angled cutoff is actually to clear the dust shield because of the orientation of this little ear that actually seats the bushing. So let's get some anti-seize on the inside of this barrel, move up these threads, and get this new bushing pulled in. Now, just using the jack from below, little hammer. To persuade this back into proper positioning. We're gonna lower the jack just a touch, and then push in. There we go. That one's in. So I've been struggling for 18 minutes since this recording started rolling, trying to get both bolts lined up with the upper top hat and upper control arm and the new bushing that we pressed in. So what I did on the other side was I used a ratchet strap as a one man to put one of the stud lugs back in, and then there's a hole on the far side of the top hat. So I just hooked there, and then pulled the top of this brake rotor and the whole control arm towards that so I could actually line up those holes, because right now I'm 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch off. So I'm going to thread this back in, give some decent threads, and then get that ratchet strap set up. Can we give it a light tap? Light tap? Where you at? Where you at? Where's the smaller hammer? I don't need the BFG for this one, but we'll take it if we need to. Smaller hammer. Right on the tripod. All right, that bolt is through. Wow. Who knew that that would be kind of such a silly thing that you have to use a ratchet strap? So on the far end of the top hat, there's a cutout. Just put the hook there, one stud lug, and then you just ratchet it up and find your other end, and boom, there you go. I gotta share that with the other E36 boys. Wow, craziness. That looks really good. Oh yeah. All right, I'm feeling good about that. So that's pretty tight. That'll do us. So now that we have that top one done, we are going to disconnect the bottom, the lower control arm, and start working on that one. I do plan to replace the lower control arm that you can kind of see back through there in the future, but you kind of have to shift the differential out of the way to actually replace those arms. So for right now, I'm just using a paint pen to mark the current alignment of the eccentric bolts, and then we'll just line them back up for right now. I do want to get this thing professionally aligned at the end of the day after all of this rear suspension work is done. But I also want to rip it, so let's get these bushings replaced and get it kind of lined up. Okay. So that lower eccentric bolt is off. We'll take the small hammer, tap the bolt back through. We do have new hardware for this. but I have new hardware for this, but I want to save that for when. Just like we did earlier, I'm going to use a little piece of 2x, kind of spread the lower control arm down. So I've got the inside of the barrel cleaned up pretty nice. Now let's go ahead and put our anti-seize and our new bushing in. I'll show you how we kind of align things. Looking first at how we're going to align the new one, we're going to use this same piece that we used on the top with its cutout to help fight against that dust shield. Gonna cut that corner. We're gonna have this in the back. This is the proper size to go OD for the new bearing. This is our best one to pull the new bearing in with. Exact size of it, or bushing, saying bearing, but I'm talking bushing. And then because this has hex bolt pattern on it, we're going to cap it off with this. So then we can use our bearing nut and thread it on and pull it through. The one thing to note is that in the 95 M3 on the bottom, there is just rubber. There wasn't really a joint. It was just a rubber bushing like this. And so the upgrade for the 95 and all non-M E36s is to just use the same exact bushing on the top as the bottom. So basically do 2 of these. This is the old one, obviously, instead of doing this on the bottom. So we've got our upper control arm that's threaded up. We've got our lower control arm kind of behind that is threaded up as well. So we have our brake caliper back there and our rear shock disconnected. But things are coming together nicely. This side I didn't even have to drop the R tab. We got the upper and lower outer rear bushings in my E36 M3. As a one-man job, it is actually quite challenging, even with the right tools, if you're doing it in the garage. If it was up on a lift, I think it would be a lot easier. But all said and done, it took a long time, but I've detailed it out for you in this video. I hope you appreciate that. I will include that procedure list that I talked about in the description below as well, so you guys can follow along and see exactly what you need to do before you even start tackling it. I'm gonna get the garage opened up, fire this thing up, and then take it for a drive. I'll put the driving video in and my reaction to if the clunks and bumps and rickety racks from the back end are improved at the start of my next video, which will be part 3 of the rear suspension upgrade, or refresh really, because I am going OEM, is the R-tab bushings. Most people throw in poly. I'm going OEM to really see what it would be like if this 95 E36 M3 was rolling off the showroom floor. So that'll be the next one. We'll see how I tackle that, how difficult it'll be. And remember, shop don't stop.